Hey everyone, this is Shani from Baker Creek. Today we are at the Spring Planting Festival and I'm here with John Jackson of Comfort Farms in Milledgeville, Georgia.
Thanks for having me.
And John, can you tell us, I really love the story you told me before about the beginning of Comfort Farm and a little bit behind the name, the mission, and what you're doing. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Comfort Farms was developed out of necessity from myself, right? So here I am, a United States Army Ranger. I did 6 combat tours, spent 40 months overseas in the combat zone my first 8 years. I came out with a lot of issues like post-traumatic stress. I have traumatic brain injury. I've been in over 20 near-miss explosions, IEDs, and things like that. So I survived war, but the scars that I have are internal. It's a lot easier for someone to look at a vet and say, hey, they've been wounded by war when they're missing appendages or things like that. But for most of us veterans, we actually have internal wounds of war. And so Comfort Farms was derived out of one of my Ranger buddies who got killed. His name was Captain Kyle A. Comfort. And I chose to honor Kyle in a way, and just not to memorialize his death, but also to kind of bring light the issues that we have. And so Comfort Farms is actual play on words, because a lot of people think that, hey, we're going to Comfort Farms to experience this, comfort, probably saying kumbaya around the drums and all this other kind of stuff. No, it's not. It's anything but comfort. In fact, I'll probably do like a 4x8 taped off rope area that says this is the only comfortable place on the farm.
Designated comfort zone.
Yeah, this is your comfort zone. But the reason why we do that is because we realize that people, when they live in their comfort zone, they don't grow. And so for a lot of veterans, they're used to a certain way of life. They're used to the structure of what the military provides for them, and they're comfortable with that. To get back out into the civilian life is really difficult. But they have to push themselves over that hump in much the same ways that they have pushed themselves to become Marine, special operations, soldier, infantryman. They pass their comfort zone, or they push past their comfort zone to do something great in the military. And we give them that chance at Comfort Farms for them to push past their comfort zone to do something great again. And so that's kind of what the whole premise is about.
Ah, that's beautiful. I'm so grateful that you're doing that work and putting that opportunity for growth and change in people's hands. Can you tell us how seeds are helping you to do that?
Oh yeah, so well, first of all, I need an intervention with seeds. I love seeds so much, so I get around them and I'm just like, oh, these seeds, right? But we use Comfort Farms as kind of an aggregator or incubator for small family farms. Our mission is, believe it or not, is to we don't treat veterans as though they are a pitiful group, right? So a vet comes in, he's having issues, he's thinking that he's going to need like all this, get all this attention, and I'm like, no, you're going to work, okay? We give them a mission, and our mission is to help the community, and our mission is to help the number of small family farms be able to be profitable. And so seeds, besides planting, they also tell an amazing story. And so those are the type of things that we actually teach on the farm with regards to just not making your farm, a farm where you're actually selling vegetables. You're actually telling a story. The commercial industry produces massive amount of food. I mean, millions and millions of pounds of food, and they can afford to, go up a cent or whatever it is to still make millions and millions of dollars. Small family farms can't do that. So every square inch of their farm has to be able to produce their maximum amount that they need to, but it also has to do that where far beyond the dinner table, those people are still talking about their experience, not only with the food, but how far that food has traveled. And so that's one of the reasons why we absolutely love Baker Creek, because you guys do this like nobody else. You don't just provide seeds, you provide beautiful stories that, we as a community can actually share with our customers, with our chefs, to kind of say, this is where it came from. And that just speaks volumes to how we're able to, build that bridge from our farms to tables,
Well, I'm so grateful that you're providing a platform for so many new farmers to learn and start their own seed stories, because
Absolutely.
that's how it happens. Now this is going to become a family heirloom for them,
Yes.
or a farm heirloom, and
Yes.
then they will impart their own story or history on
Yes,
that to make it
absolutely.
something with even more identity.
Yes.
So can you speak a little bit to the healing process that
Yeah.
is happening, whether it's intentional or just secondary from the farming that you're doing?
Yeah, so that's a great point and really great discussion. So one of the things is we get vets who are coming here. I got vets who are having terrible issues, right? I'm a peer. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. So what I do is I immerse them into the farm. So for instance, if you have a vet who has lost his sense of feel or intimacy with his wife or kids and things like that, because he's lost so many guys in battle. You have to think about this. You lose a guy in battle one day, well, you still have to go to war the next day. There's no like press pause. You have to go. So what we tend to do is we push those feelings deep down inside of us. We suppress them, and we actually become this new type of individual, a more hardened individual. Just because we leave from the combat zone and we come back to the States doesn't mean that we're all better, because our brains and minds are geared in a primal way back at war. We are still operating back at war, even though we're in different geographical locations. So the whole point about this is, how can we transfer certain type of things that will make a veteran survive, like in the civilian world? What can we do? Well, I'll throw him on pigs. He might not care for his family or want to be around his kids, but it's amazing that he would be around pigs giving birth and actually seeing that, and there every single day, making sure that they're fed and making sure that they're watered and watching the growth of these things as he's taking care. Well, something happens in that timescape that he's really start to long for his own family and his own kids. And what we call that is the kind of covert curriculum.
Right.
So I don't tell you to be a farmer. You think you're there for farming, but you're really there to learn these skills back again. And that's what farming has been able to do for us. Growing seeds is the same way. It's a routine, regimented approach that veterans are used to. They're into the structure. They want to they want to plant, they want to harvest, they want to see what profits they can make. They love that. Well, that also transfers back into the civilian life, because they're working with different types of people that they're not used to. They're formulating their own team, they're creating their own tribes, and they're getting really excited about it. They might not turn into farmers, but most of our guys come out and go ahead and do something for the communities because they feel like they have a bigger sense of purpose that they found on Comfort Farms. And I think that's the beauty of how this healing works for these guys.
Oh, that's amazing. I found just with my own personal gardening has provided that for me as well, and for so many of the gardeners that I speak with on a daily basis. Gardening is their personal therapy, their alone time, whatever they need to heal.
Absolutely.
And that ability to nurture is so important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm so glad that you're bringing that to folks who really need it, and to your peers, because you can really understand that, because that's something that you have been through yourself.
Absolutely.
So I just want to ask you a fun question. What's your favorite crop?
Oh my goodness. Oh man, my favorite crop right now, it's the North Georgia Candy Roaster. Right now, I'm telling you right now, hands down, it's the North Georgia Candy Roaster. Because there's this battle between where you're from. Do you like pumpkin pie? Do you like sweet potato pie? And everybody's like, I'm the pumpkin pie guy and the sweet potato pie guy. And so if you can't make your mind up, we made a North Georgia Candy Roaster pie. That is a roaster pie that is so delicious and amazing. And we use our duck eggs to do that, to really just bring it really creamy. And it's just freaking wonderful. So
oh man, I'm gonna definitely get that recipe from you.
Yeah. So that is by far my favorite crop to grow, and we're looking to actually grow that with pure seed.
Uh-huh.
So it has its own patch, and we're struggling right now to make sure that that these plants are growing up, so that way we can keep this going. So
yeah, that's going to become the Comfort Farms
that's,
heirloom.
That's it. It's going to be our heirloom, and we're going to make candy roaster pies, and we're going to do it for sale, and we're going to bring more light to the North Georgia candy roaster.
Amazing. So that's an invite, right?
Yes.
And have some? Okay.
Oh,
great.
yes, most definitely.
Okay,
I'll let you know.
I will be there. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, John,
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Appreciate
Thank you for
it.
doing what
Awesome.
you're doing.
Thank you very much.
And you guys need to check out Comfort Farms. You've got Instagram, Facebook.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Comfort Farms on Instagram and Facebook. Our nonprofit is Stag Vets Inc. So that's www.stagvets.org, and we're going to change. The website hasn't been updated, but we're in the process of changing it to reflect all the good work that we've done.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Thanks.
awesome.
So guys, please check that out, and we'll be bringing you more videos from the Spring Planting Festival. Thanks, and
Awesome.
thanks, John.
Thank you very much.